Today, you've brought in some really compelling material focusing on something crucial, understanding the anxiety and autistic wife experiences and how that really deeply shapes the marriage itself. And our goal here, it's pretty straightforward. Let's move past seeing this anxiety as just, worrying a lot and really get its true nature as a physical nervous system response.
Yeah, that's absolutely key. The source material is very clear. Autistic anxiety isn't like choosing to worry. It's not a personality flaw. It's the central nervous system locked in survival mode. It's constantly reacting to a world that just feels incredibly intense, often overwhelming and unpredictable. And the critical thing for, say, a neurotypical husband to get is that this state, it's often completely hidden, even when she seems highly intelligent, very capable, high functioning.
Okay, and that's where it gets really interesting, doesn't it? Because that constant survival state, it comes from a brain processing sensory stuff, sounds, lights, even social cues way more intensely. But how do we even start to grasp that huge hidden effort, the part the husband might completely miss?
We often call it the internal load. Think of her brain like a computer running maybe dozens of intense programs all at once, but with almost no buffer. So on the surface, she might look totally fine, maybe even strong. But underneath, she could be desperately trying to mask, perform social expectations or track every single sound, every light flicker, decode your tone of voice.
Right. So she's basically running on fumes already.
Exactly. Her brain is just working in overdrive.
And when that system gets overloaded, it's not just that she gets a bit irritated. She goes into a kind of defense mode. The sources talk about specific ways this shows up. And crucially, they often look exactly like she's pushing him away, right?
Absolutely. That's the core misunderstanding. He sees her withdraw, maybe her face goes flat, she loses that warmth, or she seems irritable, and he thinks, oh, she doesn't want me, or she's mad at me. But what he's likely seeing is her nervous system trying desperately not to shatter, like a shutdown that's a classic freeze response. Her brain is literally pulling the plug on communication, sometimes even movement, just to stop the overload. It's self-protection, not rejection.
That makes so much sense. The withdrawal isn't about a lack of love, it's a system trying not to break. Okay, so if misinterpreting these signals is a huge part of the problem, let's talk communication. What kind of things specifically trigger that internal load to spike?
Oh, ambiguity.
Yeah.
Ambiguity is like poison for an autistic brain experiencing anxiety. Vague statements like, oh, we'll figure dinner out later, or maybe we can discuss that sometime soon. For her, that feels like walking into dense fog without knowing where you're going. It creates instant uncertainty, which the nervous system reads as danger.
So she needs specifics.
Yes. Direct language, clear expectations, and importantly, warnings before transitions between activities or topics. That sudden shift can feel jarring, almost threatening.
Okay, this is incredibly helpful. Let's pivot then. If this internal load is the reality, the solution isn't the husband trying to somehow fix her anxiety. It's more about him providing a sense of steadiness, reducing those triggers.
Precisely. He becomes the safe harbor. And that idea of predictability, it's not boring for many autistic women. It's fundamental safety. It's like her emotional oxygen.
So how does he do that? What are the practical communication shifts?
Being explicit is huge. Instead of dropping hints, be direct and clear. So not, we should hang out sometime.
Yeah.
Try something like, would you like to go out this Saturday? Or if that feels like too much, maybe we could just stay home and watch that movie you mentioned. Offer clear choices within defined parameters.
And giving her processing time too, that pause before she answers. We need to let that happen, right? Not jump in.
Absolutely crucial. That silence isn't distance or disinterest. It's her brain working. Let the silence breathe. Rushing her just adds pressure.
Okay.
And respect for processing time goes hand in hand with sensory safety. Small things can make a massive difference. Softer lighting, maybe predictable background music instead of jarring noise, giving her a heads up before changing activities. These aren't huge asks, but they dramatically lower that background hum of stress.
And if a shutdown does happen, what's the approach then? Because pushing for connection seems like the wrong move.
It is. Demanding connection or trying to snap her out of it will just intensify the overwhelm. You need a script that communicates safety and patience without demanding anything back immediately.
What would that sound like?
I'll think gentle, like, take all the time you need. I'm right here, and I'm not upset or angry. We can reconnect when you feel ready. That tells her nervous system she's safe, she's not being judged, and you're not abandoning her in that vulnerable state.
Wow. Okay. So when the anxiety is unseen, or maybe worse, misinterpreted, the marriage obviously struggles. But when it's understood for what it is, a nervous system thing, then connection can actually happen.
Yes, but usually only after she's returned to a state of relative calm. You can't force connection during overwhelm.
Right.
And here's something else that the sources suggest. She likely wants you, the partner, to know she loves you immensely. She often feels deep guilt when her anxiety creates distance or affects the relationship in ways she can't control. So your role goes beyond just, managing behaviors. It's about providing a space for healing through that deep acceptance.
That really reframes it. What stands out so clearly from all this is how this deeper level of understanding. It's the difference between her feeling difficult or hard to love and feeling truly deeply known and feeling safe in her own skin, maybe for the first time. And that really is the most powerful gift you can offer in the relationship.
Hey, this is Mark Hutton. Would you like to schedule a one-on-one Zoom call? Okay, it's so simple. Just look under any of my videos in the description area. Click on this Calendly link. Now you see my calendar. Pick your month, your day, anytime that's available. Enter your name and email address. Then you'll get a follow-up email with the Zoom link on the day and time that you picked. And voila, we will talk.